appetite. Well, we are ahead of Christmas and New Year. We're just after the World Cup that went by. Let's put focus on the restaurant and the quick service restaurant space itself. We have a discussion lined up for you. It is the management team of Speciality Restaurants, where Anjan, Chatterjee and Rajesh Kumar Mohta, who's the ED Finance and CFO, joins in now. And we also have with us Sagar Daryani, who's from the new business founders of Wow Momo. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining in. Both of you all, the one thing that connects the two of you all is the love for Chinese. There was mainland China, thereafter that turned into Pan-Asian Asia street kitchen. And thereafter, Wow Momos just literally put a wow on, the Chindian cuisine, so to say, the Chinese Indian cuisine. First to the OGs, Mr. Chatterjee, how has demand been in the third quarter so far, and what are your expectations from the upcoming festive season?
Yeah, to start with, I'll tell you, I've got a terrible throat. So I will speak limited. I've got my finance director, Mr. Mohta, next door. He'll aid me up whatever is worth. So, see, it's been, excepting the month of September, I think things have been good. And as we call in our parlance, OND, that is October, November, December, historically has been the best, quarter. And going forward, the way we are looking at it, it's been very encouraging. And we've not ended December because these are the prime days, festive days. So we are very hopeful and we are quite confident of the fact that this will be the best period. And going forward, then we have Jan, Feb, March. March is dipping, not showing very good results even last year. But otherwise, it's bullish. People are going out, eating a lot, eating lots of food at mainland China, your favorite Sigri and Calcutta. And I have a friend of mine who can give you a little more about this, Sagar Daryani.
Yes, in fact, I want to get Sagar in on this, the founder and CEO of Wow Momo. And one step into any mall these days, right, in one of the big metros, and you'll notice the food courts are absolutely packed. And Wow Momo is like a regular feature in most of these food courts. So, Sagar, I can see that big smile on your face. But tell us a little bit about how demand has been. Map your journey over the last 1 year. And what do you see as the big trends going forward? How are you guys looking to participate in that in terms of expansion, etc.?
Thanks for having me here. So, see, last year was a blockbuster year for us. We grew by 90%. So we jumped from a 200-odd crore to a 400-odd crore, right? But this year was completely the reverse. To be very honest, the first half yearly, I think September, like Anjan said, was really, really bad for the entire sector. And you saw most of the listed peers in the QSR space report a negative same-store sales growth, right? And even us, for the first time, I think after a long time, we had to report negative SSSG. So I think we're comparing a year of revenge consumption to a normal year. Talking about OND and the festive season coming ahead, I think October was really, really good. I think it was also pushed with festivities like Durga Puja coming in late. And then November had the World Cup, had Diwali. And then, December has just started. To be very honest, OND looks really good. October was really good. December looks really, really good. You're seeing footfalls coming back. And Bollywood is really helping, with blockbuster releases, and it continues to go on, right? Talking about the year as a whole, not very bullish, I would say, because except for OND, I don't see much hope in Jan, Feb, March. And I see that there is a silent slowdown happening in the sector, rather across sectors. We are seeing mall footfalls comes down. We are seeing consumption habits coming down. People doing more of solo ordering, so the average order value coming down lately. And I think this is faced by the entire sector. I think it's a sectorial thing. Yes, September to October was like V-shaped. So September was really bad and October was really good. And, the V-shaped recovery did happen. But if you ask me, not very bullish for the whole year as I was last year. And I feel this is the new normal because, we are comparing a revenge consumption year to a normal year. But I do expect things to start shaping up again coming April, prior to elections, and then, with elections, hoping that the momentum flows. And I am expecting the next financial year to be really, really as good as the last year, if not this year, because it was more of a whitewash, I would say.
So just before we go back to the specialty guys, Sagar, your thoughts on how you are likely to end this year? A good Q3, not so good first half, and not so optimistic Q4 as well. You did closer to 400 crores last year. With the expansion that you're doing, etc., how much are you likely to grow this year?
I think we should touch between 525 to 550. So if we grew by 90% last year, I think we'll grow by around 45% this year. Personally, when I began the year, the goal was to at least grow by 60%. So haven't been able to reach our own internal goals. But again, we had to slow down expansion because when we saw that there was a silent slowdown, we felt that the need of the hour was to focus more on profitability and focus more on the same store sales growth rather than focusing on expansion. So it was up to us to pull off the wire and pull on the wire. We are a going concern, so there's no cash burn as such. So we could take our own calls. But yeah, coming to the future, I think it'll be very, very important to keep the momentum going and hoping that next year can give us the same level of growth, especially because a business like ours, we were largely in metros and now we are in tier 2, tier 3, we are in 32 cities. And I firmly believe that, if a Domino's can sell 300 rupee pizzas in like 300 cities, I'm sure we can get to 100 cities. So I'm very bullish on the future. I'm very bullish on India, for sure.
Rajesh, come in on this. You folks, both of you, actually, both parties have raised money as well in the recent past. I'm sure it's for expansion. So I want to understand, what is the expansion plans that Speciality Restaurants has? What are you planning to do with that 100 crore plus that you raised recently?
See, the second tranche is expected in December, which is the final tranche. But the money raised was for Oriental-focused mainland China and Asia kitchen expansion in the country and renovation of our existing mainland Chinas. We have already done renovation of mainland Chinas in Bombay, doing in Bangalore. And the focus primarily for renovation is to have the same store sales growth, which is the focus resulting into a higher bottom line and target on profitability. So these are the two basic aspects which are being taken from a capex point of view: renovation and expansion of Oriental Asia Kitchen brand and mainland China brand.
Mr. Mohta, as was pointed out by Sagar earlier as well, last year was incredible for the industry as it was a year of revenge consumption. And revenge consumption is a word I think I first heard from Anjan Chatterjee here himself. How do you plan to end this year with as compared to last year? And how does that look on profitability? I say that because the first half, your margins have compressed by over 300 basis points.
Yeah, Mr. Mangalam, see, what happens is basically when you get into the growth phase, there is an expansion which has already been done and etc. So stability of the business is very clear, very category for us. And we expect this particular year, let's say from instance of financial year 23, which was supposed to be a revenge year, and now with FY24, we would definitely be growing on a year-on basis by early teens, I would say.
I would like to just say that I completely agree with what Sagar said. You can't compare the revenge eating year, which is an iconic year, to any normal year. Now, but in spite of it being normal, we've been seeing very lows in the month of September. November also has not been the best, but the OND has been, cumulative has been good. So I will also not say that the profitability is here or the levels of profitability will grow exponentially, but we can surely say that the story of India, the story of growth and food, because we are not a short-term company, we are completely debt-free. We've taken money for a purpose. We have so many plans coming forward, and we've told our investors that don't look at it from a short term, but in a 18 months or 4 months that we have X number of units coming up, which we shut down during the pandemic, which will all bolster the profitability.
Got it. Anjan, I think you need to definitely relax, rest your voice because you're in a bad shape. But thank you for still, coming out here and speaking to your shareholders and to us on CNBC-TV18. And the rest of you, thank you for joining in as well. Sagar, all the best. And Rajesh as well, thanks for being with us on the channel. Let's do one thing. Let us take a quick commercial break. Lots more coming up on the other side. More on the markets and stock-specific action. Stay tuned.